Have you ever felt an unexplainable longing, a deep desire for a source of happiness that nothing in the world seems to fully satisfy? I invite you to pause for a moment and reflect on that subtle, persistent ache within your heart. It's a longing for something higher, something that goes beyond a fleeting emotion or a momentary thrill. I offer you a kind of joy so profound it's described as inexpressible and glorious, a joy that finds its origin in a realm far beyond what your eyes can see. This joy isn't the same as a passing sense of excitement or a temporary high. Instead, it flows from a deeper well of hope, one rooted in everlasting love. My desire is that you embrace this joy, letting it fill the corners of your life and transform your perspective, even when the shadows of this world try to cloud your vision. In the world you inhabit, it's easy to be tempted by various forms of pleasure or excitement that promise a quick uplift. People chase new achievements, possessions, or experiences, hoping to maintain a perpetual state of delight. And while there's nothing wrong with enjoying the good things in life, these fleeting thrills cannot compare to the lasting treasure I have in store for you. Sometimes you catch a glimpse of it, a moment of awe, an instant of pure gratitude. Perhaps it happens when you see a breathtaking sunset or when you share a moment of unfiltered laughter with someone you cherish. In those instances, you might sense something transcendent, something that whispers of a more profound reality just beyond your grasp. Those moments are meant to remind you that real joy is accessible, that there is a beautiful dimension waiting to be unveiled fully in the right time. I also understand how life can create sorrow and struggle. You live in a place where brokenness is undeniable. Illness, pain, disappointment, and loss affect everyone at some point. These realities can erode your hope if you let them. My promise isn't that you'll never face adversity, but that in the midst of difficulty, you can discover a joy that coexists with sorrow. The two aren't mutually exclusive. Even in tears, there can be an undercurrent of hope, a quiet awareness that you're not alone in your anguish. I see your wounded places. I see the times you've tried to stand tall, only to stumble. I assure you that no tear you shed goes unnoticed, and every heartfelt cry for help resonates with compassion. There is a day coming when you will see me face to face, and all confusion will melt away in the warmth of perfect clarity. In that moment, your questions will find their answers, and the longings of your heart will reach their ultimate fulfillment. Until then, you live by trust, loving me despite not seeing me with your physical eyes. This may feel like a leap, but think of how many realities you accept without direct sight. You believe in the wind because you feel its touch on your skin. You trust in gravity, though you cannot see it with your eyes. In a similar way, your heart recognizes my presence through the evidence of love, grace, and redemption woven into your story. That love is not an illusion or a whimsical idea. It's grounded in real events that changed the course of history. I willingly embraced human suffering to show you how far my devotion goes. My outstretched arms on the cross reveal that there is no distance I wouldn't travel to connect with your heart, and the triumph of my resurrection confirms that even death is not final in my hands. You worship one who lives, one who conquered the grave, one who walks beside you day by day. That is why I say you are blessed if you believe without seeing. You're embracing a mystery that will one day be laid bare in all its magnificence, but even now, it has the power to lift you above every challenge. How then can you carry this joy forward in your daily life? One of the most powerful ways is by rejoicing consistently, by nurturing a heart that delights in me, whether circumstances are bright or bleak. Rejoicing always might sound unrealistic, but it becomes possible when you base your joy on something that doesn't shift with changing seasons. That something is your relationship with me. In a close relationship, you find comfort and encouragement that remain constant, even when everything around you seems to be unraveling. Think of how deeply you value a friend who listens compassionately or stands by you in challenging moments. Now consider the infinite depth of my love, a love so vast that I know every thought, every fear, every hope you hold. That awareness can spark a wellspring of gladness in you, a light that refuses to be snuffed out by darkness. Along with rejoicing, a continual posture of prayer strengthens your spirit. Prayer isn't limited to formal words recited at specific times. It is an ongoing conversation, a steady communion of your heart with mine. Sometimes you might run out of words. You might have only silence or tears to offer. Even then, you can lean in, trusting that I understand the language of your soul. Talk to me when you're on a walk, when you're doing routine tasks, or when you're lying awake at night. Lift your uncertainties, your praise, your plans, your frustrations. The act of bringing your honest self before me forms a bond that nothing can break. It shapes your perceptions, reminding you that there's a reality bigger than your worries, a love that can handle your anxieties with tenderness. A key to discovering consistent joy is practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts your viewpoint from what's missing to what's already there. It redirects your attention to the blessings, both large and small, that dot your path each day. Even in the middle of sorrow, you can whisper a simple thank you that acknowledges my faithfulness. Gratitude doesn't deny pain. It doesn't pretend your struggles aren't real, but it dares to claim that through it all, love remains and that there's still reason to hope. When you say thank you for every good thing, be it the kindness of a friend, the colors of nature, a comforting meal, or an unexpected solution to a problem, you magnify those blessings. You shine a spotlight on them, letting them brighten your thoughts and your spirit. You might wonder if you're supposed to be thankful, even in tough times. Indeed, there's a unique power in offering thanks precisely when life is harsh. Such gratitude isn't a shallow optimism, but an expression of trust. It's like saying, I don't see the full picture, but I believe there's a purpose beyond my present circumstances. I believe I am loved and cared for, even if I can't feel it at this exact moment. This kind of praise offered in the storm has a profound effect on your heart. It realigns your perspective, pushing despair aside and making room for resolute hope. It also fosters humility, reminding you that you're not self-sufficient, but sustained by a grace that holds you every step of the way. Consider how joy and thankfulness intertwine with my gift of peace. Life can be unpredictable. One day you're elated. The next day you're weighed down by bad news. Yet, I offer a peace that's steady, shining through every situation like a beam in the dark. This peace doesn't rely on outward security. It stems from the assurance that you are never abandoned. When you incorporate gratitude into your routine, you strengthen that peace. Your mind becomes a quieter place, less likely to be disturbed by every gust of worry that blows your way. You find yourself returning to the awareness of my presence more quickly, whispering honest prayers. Help me. I trust you. Thank you. Even so, you may find it challenging to maintain joy and gratitude if you isolate yourself. Relationships are essential. Share your burdens and joys with others who support you, who can point you back to hope when you feel lost. Real community mirrors my love as people care for each other, offering practical help or kind words that soothe a weary soul. When you're around others who also value gratitude, prayer, and love, you create an atmosphere that fosters deeper faith. If you don't have such a community yet, don't be afraid to seek it out. Extending a hand in friendship can be a vulnerable act, but it's worth it. You were never meant to shoulder your struggles in solitude. When you dwell in this mindset of thankfulness and abiding joy, you begin to see life through a clearer lens. Problems don't vanish, but they lose some of their power to terrify you. You start to view each day as an opportunity to grow stronger, to help another person, to discover a blessing you might have overlooked before. Your faith becomes more resilient, rooted not in idealized expectations, but in a steadfast confidence that you're held securely. This inner transformation won't always be dramatic. Often, it's subtle, unfolding gradually like a new dawn. But over time, you'll notice that your reactions to stress and conflict evolve. You learn to pause, to remember my promises, and to proceed with a calm that surpasses ordinary understanding. I encourage you to keep a watchful eye on your thoughts. The mind is fertile ground where seeds of either hope or despair can take root. Be intentional about nourishing seeds that produce life-giving fruit. Let your imagination align with possibilities for good rather than fears of the worst. If you catch your inner voice spiraling into negativity, gently redirect it toward gratitude or simple prayers. By doing so, you strengthen the muscle of faith. Just as consistent exercise makes the body more fit, consistent redirection of your thoughts toward gratitude and hope makes your spirit more robust. In your journey, you might sometimes stumble into temptation or feel the sting of guilt or shame. You might wonder if this disqualifies you from experiencing true joy. My invitation remains open, regardless of your past or your struggles. If you've made choices you regret, consider the cross as the place where every failure finds redemption. My resurrection confirms that new life is always possible, and that no failure is beyond my capacity to restore. As you come before me with honesty, I meet you with a love that surpasses your shortcomings. Let this truth soak into your heart. You're cherished, forgiven, and never beyond the reach of grace. In this same spirit, embrace the daily discipline of thankfulness for even the small tokens of my presence. The more you practice, the more sensitive you become to the subtle ways I communicate my love. Sometimes it's in the quiet hush of dawn, the vibrancy of a flower blooming at your doorstep, or the comfort of a close friend who seems to call at exactly the right time. Each of these moments is a reflection of a greater reality. You're seen, known, and cared for. The simple act of acknowledging these gifts instills a sense of wonder that can carry you through the busiest and hardest of days. Your life is composed of countless ordinary moments: sipping water when you're thirsty, interacting with neighbors, going about your duties. Yet, if you overlay these moments with continual awareness of my nearness, even the most mundane tasks can sparkle with purpose. Joy isn't confined to special events or specific rituals. It's a thread that can run through everyday life, transforming chores into opportunities for gratitude and stress into occasions for trust. When you view your daily circumstances as a canvas on which grace can be displayed, you become more open to discovering unexpected blessings and opportunities to express love. Another vital aspect of carrying joy in your heart is learning to release worries. Anxiety often accumulates when you focus on what might go wrong or on situations beyond your control. But I invite you to place those concerns in my hands. Trust doesn't require you to dismiss your responsibilities or ignore your problems. Rather, it encourages you to acknowledge your human limitations and rest in the certainty that I am fully capable and willing to guide you. When worry threatens to overwhelm, speak plainly. I entrust this situation to you. Through that act of surrender, you free your mind from endless rumination, making space for the calm that fosters gratitude and the joy that springs from it. Remember also that you're invited to share this joy with others. As you cultivate a life marked by rejoicing, gratitude, and consistent prayer, your very demeanor can become a beacon of hope. When people observe your steadiness in tough circumstances, they might ask how you manage to remain so composed. In sharing your source of strength, you become a witness to a love that transcends personal gain or mere optimism. You might never know the full impact your story has on those around you, but trust that small acts of kindness, words of encouragement, and demonstrations of empathy can ripple outward in unimaginable ways. In times of sadness or disappointment, you may feel disconnected from joy. You might question whether your emotions disqualify you from the peace I extend. Emotional swings are natural in a world where pain coexists with beauty. But even when sadness settles in, gratitude can act like a soft light in the darkness. It doesn't negate your pain, but it gently reminds you that not all is lost. It's the act of lifting your gaze to acknowledge glimmers of hope. Over time, with repeated practice, you'll realize that it's possible to experience sorrow without being consumed by it. Also, be patient with yourself. Spiritual growth is not instantaneous. You might have days filled with confidence and praise and then find yourself discouraged the next day. Such fluctuation is a normal part of your journey. My commitment to you remains constant. When you feel weak, let that vulnerability drive you to rely on the strength I offer. I delight in showing compassion to those who are honest about their struggles. By bringing your real emotions and uncertainties into my presence, you not only invite transformation, but also discover just how boundless grace can be. It can also be helpful to write down moments of gratitude, especially when life feels heavy. Even short notes like, "I'm thankful for a restful night's sleep," or "I'm thankful for the comforting words of a friend," can center you. Over time, a collection of these gratitude entries becomes a tangible reminder of goodness, a record of my faithfulness in your life. On days when you feel distant from joy, reviewing these notes can rekindle hope. It's like looking back at footprints on a trail and realizing how far you've already come. In each season, whether you are flourishing or floundering, I encourage you to keep seeking a deeper relationship with me. Let your moments of victory bring forth praise. Let your moments of failure become catalysts for growth and renewed dependence on my kindness. Your journey is a narrative in progress, and every chapter matters. Where you are now doesn't define your entire story. Hold on to the truth that even in the midst of challenges, I offer a joy that does not fade. Keep your heart open to that possibility. Let your faith grow stronger as you choose again and again to trust, to pray, to rejoice, and to say thank you in every circumstance. You might never know all the ways your gratitude and joy influence the lives of those around you. Perhaps a coworker, seeing your calm approach to pressure, feels inspired to look at their own hardships in a new light. Or a family member might reconsider hope after seeing you navigate difficulties with a gentle, trusting spirit. You become a channel through which my love and reassurance flow into a world that often aches for them. You embody the truth that nothing is wasted, neither your joys nor your struggles, when they're placed in my hands. As you practice thankfulness, you also become more aware of the many details of life that are indeed gifts. The laughter of a child, the cool shade on a hot day, the delicate fragrance of blooming flowers. These small wonders hold a great capacity to remind you that beauty persists, that creativity thrives, and that every day can offer reasons to be thankful. Looking around with eyes attuned to beauty trains you to see beyond immediate inconveniences or heartbreaks. You begin to develop a spiritual reflex, a quick turning of your mind from despair to the recognition of subtle blessings in your life. Let your heart reflect on these truths until they take root in your daily experience. Though the world will continue to spin with its chaos and demands, you can remain steady through the profound joy that I pour into you. Let that joy act as an inner fountain, continually renewing your hope, refreshing your spirit, and drawing you closer to me. This is how you move from simply surviving to truly living, by letting grace, peace, and gratitude define your existence more than worry or bitterness ever could. It pleases me when you find delight in the simple words, "Thank you." Those words might seem small, but they're powerful because they position your heart in humility and openness. You acknowledge that you can receive good things that are beyond your ability to create or control, and in doing so, you make room for even greater blessings. No matter the situation, remember that my arms are open wide to welcome you. When you face fear, discouragement, or confusion, you can run to me for comfort. When you experience triumph and celebration, you can rejoice by directing your praise my way. In both joy and sorrow, you find meaning as you remain connected to me. Carry this message with you into your everyday life. Keep turning your thoughts toward what is life-giving and hopeful. Even when you're met with challenges, it's a reminder that joy is more than a fleeting feeling. It's a gift that stands firm. Each time you choose to rejoice, to pray, or to say thank you in the face of difficulty, you strengthen that gift, making it more evident in your world and in the hearts of those who look to you for guidance. Receive my invitation now, as you go about whatever task or season you're in. Nurture a heart of gratitude, share the joy you've found, and continue growing in trust. Know that you are profoundly cherished, that there's a reason for hope in every circumstance, and that as you practice joy and thankfulness day by day, you come ever closer to the fullness you were created to experience. When the day arrives for you to see me clearly, all shadows will be lifted. Until then, let your life radiate the light of gratitude and unwavering confidence in what cannot be seen, but is undeniably real. If these words have brought you encouragement, or if they stir in you a desire to explore a deeper spiritual life, I invite you to stay connected by subscribing to this channel. You are not alone in your journey. Continue to seek, continue to hope, and continue to say thank you. Let gratitude and joy guide you forward. Amen.